Hi, I'm Susie Garden, and this is the Ageless and Awesome podcast. I'm an age-defying naturopath and clinical nutritionist, and I'm here to bust myths around women's health and aging so that you can be ageless and awesome in your 40s, 50s, and beyond. The Ageless and Awesome podcast is dedicated to helping women through perimenopause and menopause with great health, a positive mindset, and outrageous confidence. Hit subscribe or follow now, and let's get started. Hello, gorgeous one, and welcome to Q&A Thursday. I have a bit of a juicy question this week from one of my clients, Kelly, who asked me about taurine because I mentioned it on a recent podcast in relation to hot flushes. And so I thought, actually, it's probably something that not a lot of people really know a lot about. So I thought I'd just have a quick chat about that today. And if you want to know more, let me know and I'll do a full podcast on it. So let's get into very briefly taurine. Taurine is actually an amino acid. So we get it from our food. We get it from animal foods. And if you are vegan or vegetarian, you really probably should be, and you're a woman, you really should be supplementing taurine, but I'll get into that in a second because you just can't get it from plant products, unfortunately. But why taurine is so awesome is particularly for women's health. It has so many incredible benefits, and especially if you have menstrual issues or you are perimenopausal. So why? It promotes estrogen synthesis, which is really important, particularly in perimenopause. It calms the brain. And as I mentioned in the podcast earlier this week, when we're in perimenopause, stress is a massive problem because progesterone is really calming for the brain and it drops away when we're in peri. So if we can have other things that will help support your nervous system and your brain to be calm, then that's always a good thing. So taurine is awesome for that. It also helps the absorption of calcium and magnesium, so that is really good for bone health. It also supports healthy muscle for a similar reason. It helps with attachment to bone. So yes, definitely very important, particularly as we age. We want our muscle health to be optimal because our muscle starts kind of depleting once we hit, actually I think it's over 30, but 40 definitely. It's very difficult to grow new muscle. You have to work really hard to do that. So we want to make sure we've got all the nutrients on board to keep our muscle mass as steady as we can. Interestingly, taurine can increase your ability to absorb iron. So if you have iron deficiency anemia, maybe, and you're not quite sure why, and well, maybe you need more taurine. So that's another reason to really think about, are you getting enough in your diet? It also plays a role in insulin and blood glucose regulation, which is, again, very important as we get into our 40s and beyond. We want to make sure we're managing our insulin and glucose effectively because that helps with healthy weight management, amongst other things. It also helps support healthy estrogen detoxification through the liver and also the bowel. So again, really important in this time where our hormones are all over the place. It improves biomarkers of aging. That's always a good thing. And another thing is it can help prevent migraines. And I've used this on a lot of my clients in clinic that have migraines. A kind of a combination of magnesium and taurine and a couple of herbs that are also very good. So preventing migraines. It can help relieve hot flushes, which is where this question came from, PMS, and perimenopausal mood symptoms as well. So it does a lot of really awesome things in the body. The average omnivore diet will give you about 400 milligrams a day. But if you're in perimenopause, I would strongly recommend getting around 3 grams a day, so 3,000 milligrams, which you're unlikely to get from your diet. So getting a good taurine supplement, particularly I'd be looking for one that's got some magnesium glycinate in it. That is probably my absolute favorite thing at the moment. Is there's some really good ones coming out because there's more and more focus on perimenopause and menopause. So A good 3 grams of taurine with a magnesium glycinate is fantastic for women. And finally, just wanted to mention, if you have a sulfur allergy, then taurine supplementation is not for you. So you're going to need to get your taurine from your food. I hope that has been helpful. If you want to submit a question, please feel free to do so. You can message me at Susie Garden Wellness on Instagram, or you can, if you're on Spotify, you can actually send me a message through Spotify, which is pretty awesome. Hope you've enjoyed today. Please feel free, as always, to give me a 5-star review. I would love that so much. Enjoy the rest of your week. Thanks so much for joining me today on the Ageless and Awesome podcast. If you liked today's episode, please make sure you click the little plus button if you're on Apple Podcasts, or the follow button if you're on Spotify, so that you can get each new episode delivered to you every single week. If you like free stuff, and who doesn't, then head over to susiegarden.com and grab my 8 essential age-defying secrets every woman over 40 should know right now. Or if you'd like to continue the discussion, head over to Instagram and DM me at Susie Garden Wellness. I'd love to connect with you.